Lots of big news to get to. Lots of A-list celebrities that we have to talk about this week because going after one another. So David Beckham's DB Ventures company filed a lawsuit against F45 Training, which Mark Wahlberg partially owns. So David claimed in his court documents obtained by TMZ that F45 duped him into signing an endorsement deal. The soccer star's company first filed the complaint in May of 2023. And Beckham had initially agreed to serve as F45's global ambassador in August of 2021 when he moved to Los Angeles. While living in Los Angeles, he and Mark Wahlberg bonded with one another. So per the legal documents, David claimed that he never received the $10 million he was offered in contract negotiations. He was allegedly promised stocks as compensation, which were never delivered after share prices seemingly plummeted. Mark's lawyers, meanwhile, denied the claims, calling the fraudulent conduct accusations baseless in a motion to dismiss. Now, this is according to The Sun. So F45 launched in 2011 with Mark, who owns more than 30% of the company, serving as chief brand officer. F45 founders Adam Gilchrist and Rob Dauch are also named in the lawsuit. So, like I said, pretty big names going after one another. So what do you kind of make of all this?
Big names in a big company. F45 went public as a fitness company. So when you're analyzing this case, Christina, it really comes down to the terms of that agreement. Even though we're talking about A-list celebrities, really just like any other breach of contract case. So what Beckham was promised and whether those promises were delivered is really going to decide who wins this case.
So is David's not really going after Mark. He's going after this company, but Mark just so happens to have his name on it.
Well, Mark's the more than 30% owner. Going after the company is essentially going after Mark. Someone sues West Coast trial lawyers, for instance. Even though I'm not the sole shareholder, it's going to really hurt my pocketbook if the company has to pay a significant monetary judgment. So It's going to be interesting to see, can Beckham prove that he wasn't paid what he was owed, those millions of dollars? And what about those shares? Were they delivered as promised, or was there a breach related there too?
Right. Well, we heard that, stock kind of plummeted for this company. They were losing a lot of money. If they weren't, would that be something that's in your contract? If the company can't pay you, what exactly do they do in that instance?
Well, there's two separate situations. The first is the payment of the money, the millions of dollars. It seems like, according to Beckham's allegations, that was owed regardless. And even though this company value has plummeted and it's now, I believe, worth hundreds of millions of dollars when it was worth more than $1 billion, I think there's probably still enough money to pay Beckham. And then as far as the stocks, obviously, that's a risk that anyone takes when they agree to take shares in lieu of money. Obviously, if the stock price increases, they get that benefit. And if it tanks, which appears to have happened here, they get stuck with that loss. So it really is going to depend on what was promised and what was actually delivered to Beckham.
Right. It seems like maybe things were probably nasty behind the scenes before this lawsuit was filed. David and Mark were reportedly friends. So it seems like but like you said, it's probably in the contract. So I don't know why there's so many disagreements, you would think.
It is surprising. I sue a lot of celebrities and I represent a lot of celebrities, and they hate being dragged into litigation. They don't like it. Bad PR. So the fact that it reached this point leads me to believe that negotiations failed and things got nasty between these former friends.
Mm-hmm. How do you foresee this kind of playing out? Do you think David will get the money that he's supposedly deserved or promised?
I think it will ultimately settle. Even though the lawsuit was filed, I can't imagine Beckham versus Wahlberg in a court of law. Obviously, stranger things have happened, but in my experience, when we're just talking about money and this type of business dispute, at some point, the parties will get into some sort of mediation. I expect Wahlberg to make some sort of payment to Beckham to make this go away.